There are a lot of reasons why building new construction multifamily properties is going to be much more attractive than buying older properties. And my new book, Don't Buy Multifamily, Build It, goes into a lot of that. But I think a lot of multifamily investors are very focused on cash flow numbers, which is what they see all the time, and might not understand how important it is to look at the equity side of that equation. So I wanted to take a look at one of the examples from my book. So let's check it out.
So here are the assumptions we're going to work with. We're building a 4-story building on a standard 25 by 125 foot lot. And this one has 3 apartments upstairs and 1 commercial unit on the ground floor. So 3 residential, 1 commercial unit. In this case, our zoning is B2-2, and that's going to allow us to build about 6,800 square feet, which is going to make the apartments about 1,700 square feet per floor. That gives us a nice big 3-bedroom unit, and those are in big demand right now. And then it's got a smaller commercial unit on the ground floor. Our land price here is $350,000. We've got $220,000 in soft costs, for construction loan and everything else. And then we've got construction costs, the hard costs, at $1,139,000 for total costs of $1,709,000. I'm sorry, $709,000. And so for that, our initial cash investment is going to be 30% of that number, which is $512,000. And our construction loan is the other 70%, $1,196,000. Okay, so these are our basic assumptions for the building that we're going to build. And the first thing I want to do, let's take a look at our cash flow numbers. And these are the standard numbers that you look at for an investment that a multifamily investor normally would be looking at. Okay, let's see if we can pull these up here. Okay, so this should be our cash flow numbers now. And the cash flow analysis shows us number of units is 4 units. Our rents for the 3 units is $3,100, $3,200, and $3,300 a month, respectively, for the apartment units upstairs. And then the commercial unit on the ground floor is $2,250 per month. It's, again, smaller commercial unit. We've got all our expenses here, our taxes and insurance and everything, utilities. And then we've got our net operating income. So the total annual operating income is $142,000. Total annual expenses, $42,000. So our net annual net operating income is $99,480. And with our total cost at $1,709,000, that's going to give us an actual capitalization rate of 5.82%. So that's a nice cap rate for a brand new property like this. It's really nice. So again, our initial investment, $512,000. We're looking at taking out a mortgage loan, a 30-year mortgage at 4%. And I want you to notice here, our annual principal reduction is $21,067 in the first year. That's how much we're going to pay down our mortgage. Down at the bottom, it's got your monthly cash flow, $2,579 before taxes, and annual cash flow, $30,944. So this is the type of cash flow numbers that we're normally looking at on an investment. And this looks really attractive. It's brand new building, so you're not going to have much to do with it. Very little maintenance, and building is going to be about as easy to operate as you can get for the first few years, right? It's all brand new. But what I really want to look at here is I want to look at the equity side of this. So this is our cash flow again. And this is normally, you look at any investment property right away, you look at the cash flow, right? Let's take a look at the equity side here. And again, these numbers are in the book, but this is one of the examples in there. So here's our equity numbers. And we've got, this is our equity plus cash flow right here in this column that we'll be looking at. And then we've got projected value and sale prices at the end of the first couple of years of operation. But first, we've got our total hard and soft costs again, $1,709,000 right here. And when the building is completed, right off the bat, you rent it up and get it stabilized, and it is going to appraise for more money. I mean, if you think about it, certainly if you could step in and buy a brand new building that was all finished and leased up and running and operating, that's worth more than the cost that you would put in, and you still have to do all the work to build it, right? So you could look at it like your profit for building it or something that's still unrealized, right? But in this case, I put in only 12% increase in the appraised value. You're always going to have a certain increase in the appraised value when it's completed. So in this case, you've got completed and stabilized appraised value at $1,942,000. And what that is, $1,709,000. We divided that by 0.88, so a 12% savings for building it. So the difference between those two is $233,000. So over here on the equity and cash flow side, we've got our initial equity and investment is $512,000, and then this equity bump, this $233,000, is more equity that we've got in the property right away as soon as it's completed and stabilized. So you're adding in that $233,000 right off the bat. At the end of your first year of operation, you get this principal reduction that you can also add into your equity. That's $21,000 here. And also your annual cash flow that came back to you, that's $30,944. Now, properties always appreciate every year. And in this case, I've added in 3.5% appreciation, and that's based on this finished appraised value of the $1,942,000. Appreciation has been much higher than that for the last few years, but we'll just assume 3.5% for now. That's another $67,972. So that at the end of your first year of operation, your equity in this property has increased from $512,000 up to $865,728. So that is a huge bump in your equity just after your first year of operation, after building it and your first year of operation. So that's really this equity bump that you get here. It's basically that's the value you've added for building it. And again, if you were doing a renovation deal or what they call a value add deal, you would have a similar bump like that for the value that you added. It again, it would appraise out for more after it was fixed up. So it's the same type of thing, but the amount and the size of that when you do new construction, you're adding huge value because it's all brand new. So the value add is like way up. So again, with this appreciation, you go up to $2,010,000 is your appraised value at the end, your projected value at the end of the first year of operation. So at the end of your second year of operation, you again get the principal reduction that goes up a little bit. I put the cash flow in at the same number here. It could easily be a little bit higher, probably would be. Appreciation at 3.5%. Again, it's based on this $2,010,000, so it's a little more. And now your equity is up to $988,949, so almost double after 2 years of operation. So that is a huge equity bump here. And now you're looking at a value of $2,080,000. And supposing that we sell after the second year of operation at this projected sale price, after your transaction costs and everything, your net would be $822,000. So that's a gain of $310,000 from this original $512 equity deposit. Again, so your equity here is going to drop down based on your transaction costs and everything, but still 310 divided by 512, that's about a 60% return. And over the course of 3 years, that's about 20% per year, a little more than that. So really nice returns that you're getting. And this equity bump is the key to this. And it's really important that you understand the equity side of the equation here. Obviously, if you hold the property for long-term, your equity is going to be increasing every year as you pay down the loan and the property appreciates.
Hopefully that helps you understand how the equity side of the equation works and why building new properties is definitely the way to go. Get a copy of my book, Don't Buy Multifamily, Build It. There's a link down below, and let me know if you have questions.